Thank you everyone for coming out today. I got a lot of material to go through. Thanks, Johnny, for this opportunity. So I've been out here for 4 years now in Thailand. That's been my home base. And 2 years ago, I moved up here to Chiang Mai to start drop shipping. Like a lot of people, I was a part of the anti-methods drop ship lifestyle retreat. And then shortly I got into FBA, Udemy, and now I'm a personal development coach. I was actually just out in Bali for our first retreat, leading 3 workshops. So that's my main business now. And you know, a lot of people here, we're trying to create businesses, we're trying to create a portfolio of businesses. And you know, that's a good way to be defensive and not be dependent on one thing. So the thing for me is I've done it without sabotaging my health, my relationships, and my happiness, because we get sucked into like just grinding out every day, and that can wear us out. So I want to talk about that. How many people here know Gary Vee? So yeah, so Gary Vee, he's got his hustle nation, and everyone, you know, I'm a supporter of that. I love him a lot because he's very heart-centered with his approach to business. But if you watch his videos, you know, he talks about the grind and the hustle, and I think it's easy to get wrapped up into that and overwork yourself. And you know, I do 8-hour days sometime out here, and then I watch a Gary Vee video, and I'm like, man, I'm a lazy sack of shit. This guy's like a robot. And out here, where you have 24/7 cafes, co-working spaces, and everyone's doing like God how many, you know, like business hacks and funnels, it's really easy to be like, well, I got to keep up with this person, and they're doing that, and like I said, that's not a very healthy, holistic way to doing business, because entrepreneurship, it's a long-term thing. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So I want to share what's worked for me. And also, in terms of Gary Vee, he's also a big talker about the clouds and the dirt. The clouds meaning like, what is your top-level philosophy, your motivation, your why, your big picture, and what is it that you really want to create. And then the dirt is like the hustle and grind, the actual technical knowledge that you need to execute to make your dreams a reality. So for me, the past couple years, I've really spent my time with my head in the clouds, and that's really what I like doing, using my intuition, figuring out why I'm in business and doing things for what I am, and that's what I want to share today as well. Okay, so how did I get here to Thailand? So originally, I'm from New York, and for 8 years, I worked in the trading floors of New York City. I worked for Morgan Stanley at age 25, and that was in Times Square, which is tourist hell. And it was not a very fun or enjoyable job. It was very stressful. So every day I would commute from Hoboken, dirty Jersey, and you know, it would be like the cabs would be screaming at you, and it'd be smelly and dirty. And it's a complete opposite of the sabai lifestyle that we have out here in Thailand. And people are just like very aggressive and rude. So at the same time, I was also juggling my MBA at night, and the 2008 financial crisis was going on. And this lifestyle was very fast-paced, and I was into the work hard, play hard. So you know, work Monday through Friday, and then Friday through Sunday, it was like a big party, like cocaine and drinking and clubs, and not very like clean lifestyle. So, you know, it's fun for a little bit, but it's not healthy or sustainable. So that eventually caught up to me one day when I'm at my girlfriend's house, and I wake up, I'm like, I can't breathe. It's just like, it's nothing. And I'm like, I have asthma, so I'm like, maybe it's my asthma. So I had to take my GMAT test that day, so I took the stupid 4-hour test, and then I go to the emergency room. And the doctor's like, well, you look healthy, you know, you don't really look like you're a sick person. So we go and do x-rays, and he comes back, and he's like, this is a picture of your lung, and normally it's elongated, but your lung has fully collapsed into the side of a golf ball. So basically I was breathing the whole day with just one lung. And that's why. So they had to put me in the emergency room and stick a tube in me, reinflate my lung, do surgery, and I was out of work for a whole month. And I couldn't go to the gym, I lost a shitload of weight. And it wasn't a really fun experience, you know. It was on painkillers, and it was not a fun time in my life. So I went back to work, and I didn't really make any lifestyle changes. I didn't find any healthy ways to deal with stress or anything like that. And 9 months later, it happened again, same lung. And this time it was a lot more painful. I definitely knew what happened, and they had to do heavy-duty surgery to me this time. And I still got the scars from it. And they basically had to do an operation where they sew the lung against the cavity wall. And typically divers and airline pilots get that operation because they're in pressurized environments. So yeah, so that was another whole month of just laying in bed watching Netflix. And yeah, and that's the funny thing. Like I was actually like happy because I'm like, well, I don't have to go to work at least, and you know, I could just recharge and recover from the burnout. And that's kind of when I did some soul searching. That was the big wake up call to question: is this path that I'm on, this corporate ladder, do I want to do that for the rest of my life? because I was successful and I had a well-paying job, and it's the answer kept coming back to be no. And I read this book called The Career Renegade by Jonathan Fields. A really good book. I highly recommend it. It was like the precursor to The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. So I went back, and I had to wait till after I finished graduate school. And towards the end of that, that's when I started getting into Muay Thai. And there's this guy named Johnny Johnny Wolf. And I was on his email funnel because I took an Asian dating coach. And yeah, so I heard about Muay Thai and stuff, so I was like, you know what, forget this, F this noise, I'm out. So New Year's 2013, the day after, that's the day after bonuses are paid out, I walk into my boss's office, and I'm like, Vinny, F this noise, I'm out, bitches. And he's like, what? I understand, but I gave him my resignation. And he was like, well, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I just want to move to Thailand, just pursue Muay Thai, meditate, and recharge. And he's like, really, what firm are you going to go to? Can you get me a job? I'm like, Vinny, no, seriously, I'm fuck this shit. I'm done with it. So a month later, I boarded a plane and I moved out to Thailand. And come February 1st, that'll be the 4-year anniversary. And that was really the start to this journey that I'm gonna explain, and all the stuff that I learned. So, I just came here and I didn't work for a year and a half because I really was like, I need to get my mental health back in place. I need to lay a foundation before I even think about the 4-hour work week or making money online. So I just trained Muay Thai full time. I had one fight down in Phuket. I dove into heavy personal development, really, really big. That became like a cornerstone for me. And then the other thing was meditation. So that helped me out a lot. And that's what I'm going to talk about next. So I was able to find a teacher, Toby Worsnick, down at Phuket Meditation. He's a really good guy. He speaks English. He's from Switzerland, I think. He was training to be a Zen Buddhist monk, but then he came here to Thailand. So I was able to learn typical Buddhist concepts like suffering, the end of suffering, the cause of suffering, non-attachment. And these things helped me, kind of get my life back in order and have a healthy perspective of and enjoy life. And I trained, that was for like 8 months down there. And then I flew up here to Chiang Mai and I actually attended a 10-day Vipassana retreat. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys, just to kind of give you some information. Because I think at the 4 years, that's definitely been one of the most impactful things that's helped me a lot with personal and business and maintaining that balance and coming up with developing self-awareness and emotional intelligence. So Vipassana is the Pali word for true insight into the nature of reality. And the temple I went to was right over here by the airport called Wat Ram Poeng. And it's 10 days of just sitting, meditation, coupled with walking meditation. You typically start at 4 in the morning. You have 2 hours of that, then you have your first meal at 6 a.m., and then you do it for another 4 hours, and you have your last meal at 10 a.m. So you're really not eating, and you're not sleeping a lot either. And that was probably the things I was most scared about. So I like sleep and eating. So you do that. They separate the guys and the girls, and they take your smartphone. So there's none of the social media stuff. So it's all about sensory deprivation, pretty much, like no sensory input and no sensory output, because you want to just be with your thoughts. And that's the thing with modern society, we are always being bombarded with our inputs with social media and distractions all the time. So you're able to just go there and reflect and just be with your thoughts. And that's why I think it's really important that if you have the opportunity, because we do live here in Chiang Mai, and it is a Buddhist country, like I want to encourage people as much as they can. And out of that, the big takeaway, I guess, was I was able to learn to let go of a lot of hostility and resentment and anger from childhood, because I was carrying a lot of energy around, like stuff with my relationship with my dad and just stuff like that. And when I left the temple after 10 days, I was like, wow, I feel lighter. Like I've never felt that light before, because this energy was always with me and draining me down. So that's the first time I realized, like, listen, you don't need to carry around all this negative, heavy energy. And that energy, when you free that up, you can devote that towards like your businesses, your creativity, because that's taking up mental energy and mental space. So that was the big thing. And that was almost 3 years ago. So I still practice every day. It's part of my morning ritual. But the takeaway from that is help me with focus, being present in the moment, helps me being grateful. Just having self-awareness, like instead of always being on autopilot and trying to juggle a million things in my head, I can just focus and be calm and work on my business. And that's the thing too, like it's helped me learn to get the angry New Yorker out of me. I'm like a lot more relaxed out here, and I'm more sabai. So I think it's important that if you can, you try to take advantage of living out here. So I'll give you some tangible actions. Go to Monk Chat out here in Old City. They have temples there where the monks need to practice English. So just go there and ask them to maybe teach you about some Buddhist teachings. That way you can kind of implement that to your day-to-day life and help you relax. Also, like I said, I would highly suggest Wat Ram Poeng. That's Rampoeng, and that's towards the temple. It's 2,000 baht. It's donation-based. They take care of all your food, your sleeping arrangements. And I want to go back, to be honest, and do like a 30-day meditation. And if you want to do it and you don't have the money to do it, let me know. I'd be more than happy to pay the donation, because I think it's important to give back and pay it forward. And it's a worthwhile investment. So I would highly recommend that. Now I'm going to move on to the next thing, which is morning rituals. So how many people here do morning rituals? Cool. So yeah, that's been a big part of how I've been able to stay healthy and happy and balance all these things at once. So typically with a morning ritual, I like to start out and just drink a lot of water, because our bodies are dehydrated overnight. Do some light stretching, take a shower, wakes me up, and then I juice twice a day. So I juice once in the morning, and typically I put a lot of greens, so cucumber, kale, spinach, tomato, cucumbers, I said carrots, onion, celery, ginger, turmeric, kombucha, apple cider vinegar, a whole clove of garlic. I know that sounds gross. Hand squeeze a lemon, and then one fruit. And that's a really good way to start the morning, because you have a lot of energy. I actually skip breakfast, and you're more focused because your body's not trying to digest like a heavy, like if I ate pancakes or something like a bagel or something like that. So a green juice is really good. I highly recommend it. Go to Hui Kao Mall. You can buy one for like 3,000 baht. And then you can buy all the organic stuff for super cheap. You can go to Rimping. It's not like the US where buying organic is expensive. It's actually very affordable here. So I do that twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. And after my juicing, I like to do my meditation. And that's just 5 to 15 minutes real quick, sitting down on the floor and just breathing. And that is a good way to eat into the morning. After that, I like to read my affirmations. And then I do gratitude journaling. And then I write down my 3 tasks I need to get done for the day. Usually just 3 business tasks. And then 3 tasks like pick up laundry, go pick up groceries, something like that. So that's my morning ritual. That's really a good way, because as nomads, we have all this freedom, which is awesome, but because we're not being shoved into an office, it's easy for our day to slip away and not be structured and focused. So I've been doing that for about 2 years. If you want more, you can check out my blog. I have a PDF and a video I made. I shot that when I was in Bali, ChristopherWchu.com. That's for free. So that'll give you my recipe, and I actually got like a workbook to do your own morning ritual. So I highly suggest that you start your day with that.